What's so scary about terror for the green? I noticed that something was wrong as I entered the house. There were no cries of Manda. Manda, coming from my twin siblings, both 2 years old, who were rushing to greet me and give me a leg hug. As she took my backpack and asked, "Amanda, what happened today in school?" there was no kiss from Mom to bat away. Amelie, my 15-year-old sister, didn't give me any random advice or tell me anything. She just ran out of our room and grabbed my hand to pull me in and show me something. Even though she was 1 year older than I was, we felt like twins. The overhead fan did not whir. There was no one in the foyer at all. This never took place. The last time was 2 years ago when my father was told he was going to die from pancreatic cancer. All of them had rushed to the hospital without informing me. He had died anyway, so it had been pointless.
Oh no.
I wondered, who is it now? Isn't it Mom? Oh, please not Mel. Please don't let it be one of the twins. I don't know what I'll do if Gianna or Greggy gets hurt. Preparing for what I might see, I slowly turned the corner into the living room. Despite the fact that it was bad, what I saw was not at all what I had anticipated. We called it the green, and it was gone. The Vert is the heart of our existence. It was once proudly displayed on the mantle, which was visible from every room in the house except the foyer. It had been hand-carved by Daddy. After working for 3 years, he would sit by the fire and quickly shape the clay with his hands, forming an object. We could never figure it out. Never will due to his absence. Our life and pride are gone. What took place? Is it there? Who acquired it? When? Why? Without it, what will we do? I felt dizzy as the thoughts rushed through my head. When someone coughed, I turned. My family member was sitting on the couch there. At first, I was ecstatic that everything was all right. After that, I recalled the green and observed their expressions. Oh. The most shocking thing, though, was what came next. They got up at the same time and embraced me. What the hell is going on? I pushed them all away as I cried. The only one who responded was Amelie. Nothing, dear. Just close your eyes. Exactly as we did give the king all of your prized possessions. As we did, give yourself over to him. You will find true happiness, she assuredly declared. She never referred to me as dear. What? Who is the king? Are you all right? If you need my help, blink twice. I noticed something I hadn't seen before as she silently pointed to the corner. A man leaning against the wall in all black attire with a hat over his head. What? What was his purpose here? How did he enter? Who was he? What? What was taking place? Amelie briefly grinned. The man too did. However, his was unique. Amelie's was a fleeting glimpse of normalcy. He was violent and maniacal. Then, as he raised his hat, he revealed a black hole that was gurgling and swirling instead of a face. Hungry. My body felt limp and my eyes began to blur. When he spoke, I started to run the other way and grabbed as many of my family members as I could. His voice was hypnotic, deep, and rumbling. I faced him as I turned. I needed to. I was being pulled toward him by a force. Stay put. Stay. Do you not desire the truth? Do you not desire happiness and peace? The thoughtful words were in contrast to the calculating, cold expression. What is the truth, exactly? But I couldn't look away in any way. I could never turn down a sad person, whether it was because of his voice, the way he looked at me, or the way he seemed to be pulling me closer to him. As a result, I remained and continued to listen until I had no idea what he was saying. I just knew that I believed it, that I trusted him, and that he would act in a morally correct manner. I was thrown back into the present by his sudden snapping of the fingers. I was dazed as I looked around. I had no idea what was going on. The bamboo floorboards that Daddy had made years earlier when he was working as a handyman cracked under our feet, and we all fell into a black pit as the ground beneath me began to rumble. Except for him. Despite the face's cruel and irrational nature, he cackled above us as the black hole was once more replaced by a face. My family had resumed their normal lives, and they were huddled around me. I noticed a shimmer as he raised his hands. In front of him, I saw the green floating in the air. In an effort to escape the pit of despair and darkness, I reached for it. But I was being held back by something. I looked into the man's eyes, but they were emotionless and showed nothing, like the trained assassins Mel and I like to watch on television. What did it go by? I'm not sure. However, this was not the time for such insignificant musings. Whatever it was, I was skeptical that we would even be able to watch television after it was over. Outside of the pit, I saw our television. I suppose the man, or king, saw my gaze and pushed the TV into the pit with us. Mom was only interested in the green. She was crying, grabbing it, yelling, and falling. Every single time. Mom never let on. The week that Daddy passed away was the only other time I had seen her in this way. Mom wept for no one. Nobody. Not even strange men with black holes for faces and superpowers. Gi and Greggy would later tell me that their only memory of the incident was that I screamed, a blood-curdling scream. The evil was no match for my sheer will as I jumped out of the pit. I foolishly reached for the green, believing that once I had it, everything would return to normal. I was too preoccupied with my thoughts to notice when the man's hand dropped to the side and quickly drew back up to point at me. I wasn't aware that electricity was coming at me. I wasn't aware of anything until it hit me in the forehead precisely. I fell into the abyss. Into the shadows below. I could hear a faint voice calling my name. I thought I saw my head hitting something. Cement? I had a vague sensation of someone checking my hand for a pulse. My father's face, which appeared to be that of an angel, was the only thing I could see, and I could feel his arms around me. But not in the kind and loving way they used to, but rather as though he was attempting to choke me and kill me. After what seemed like hours, I opened my eyes to find that everyone had crowded around me in a panic, paying no attention to my inquiries about where is he? Is he still there? The twins were taken by Mom. To keep warm, Mel and I huddled together. We were all uncertain of what had occurred, would occur, and when. The fact that we were together was all we knew. We've always been that way.